Joining me now live on the South Shores Morning News, we have special guest, Plymouth County District Attorney Tim Cruz. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good morning, Christine.
I wanted to talk with you about, of course, a very serious topic. Your office deals with a lot of very serious issues, human trafficking. And this month is the time that we recognize human trafficking. For people that are not completely familiar with what that means, please explain to our listeners what human trafficking is.
Sure, and thanks. And like you said, this month is National Human Trafficking Prevention Month. So it's really an important time to reflect on the resilience of the trafficking survivors and the victims of this terrible crime. And really what trafficking is, what this is National Trafficking Prevention Month is making an awareness of this modern day slavery, because that's really what it comes down to. What this involves is the use of force, fraud, coercion to obtain some type of labor or commercial sexual act. And people are being targeted, people who are victims in our community. And what we try to do through our office and through our trafficking task force, which had up for 3 years, we try to make people aware of what's going on and what we can do, and let them understand that it can happen in any community, it can happen to any sex, it doesn't matter who you are, things can happen, and that there are people who are out there that can help you.
And do you think a lot of people still may have the idea, well, a lot of these people are doing this of their own free will? A lot of them really are not.
Oh, absolutely not. People get lured in by these professional traffickers. What do they look for? They look for people who may be psychologically damaged or emotionally damaged, economic hardships, lack of safety nets, natural disasters, whatever instability may be in somebody's life. They prey upon the weak, they prey upon the vulnerable, and they take advantage and sell some of their most important things.
And I think people might also be surprised that it happens in nice towns like here on the South Shore.
Sure, it happens everywhere, and that's what it is. Most of the crimes that we deal with, unfortunately, they don't have a zip code. It doesn't matter if you're from the rich sector of the county or a poorer section of the county. It can happen anywhere. So therefore, making people aware of it, making people aware that there are good people out there who are trying to combat this is important, and that people should understand that when we get cases, when we do investigations, and when we charge people with these, is that we're going to continue to aggressively prosecute the individuals who are hurting the most vulnerable amongst us.
Is this number correct right now, that the Human Trafficking Task Force here in Plymouth County has 29 active ongoing investigations?
Yeah, 29 active ongoing investigations. And, we have active cases also right now. We've tried cases in the last year or so, individuals who have been charged with human trafficking. And it's important. I think it's just important for people to understand that there is, unfortunately, another side of the world, and that a lot of that stuff has been expanded into our area, and that we need to make sure that we're focusing on the crimes that are there, and this is just one aspect. I mean, the next step is also from human trafficking, dealing with adults. We're also dealing with children, the commercial sexual exploitation of children. Tomorrow we have a training in Middleborough, which is dealing with trying to, once again, make our police, make our school people, mandated reporters, what's important to look for, and how can you help these individuals get out of these terrible situations.
Well, since so much of it seems to be, I'd say, underground because of the internet or happening in private homes, etc., how can they how can they look for signs of it?
I mean, it's hard. I mean, that's why when you look for signs of individuals who may be being bullied around, people, like I said, people who have been lured into these relationships, perhaps there may be a violent situation going on, somebody being manipulated, false promises of romantic relationships, well-paying jobs. Well, we're going to get you a great job. They bring people wherever they come from and allegedly set them up, and the next thing they know, they're working for some individual who's selling them out. That's why I think it's really important to train the police officers, because it's the next step. And also, we're hopeful that we'll be able to train the judiciary to understand also what we're dealing with, because everything that we deal with is a moving target. And when we're working with people who have worked in this field across our nation and across the world, it's important for people to understand that these things are unfortunately here, and that we can do the best that we can to try to stop it.
If people have questions about this, or maybe they want to report something that they think may be happening in a situation they see, or any other information that they want from the DA's office, what's the best way to get in touch with you?
We always have an assistant DA on call. You can always call us at 508-584-8120, 508-584-8120, or you can also go, if you want to find out more about the office and the things and the programs that we have and the different groups that we have working on these various different crimes, PlymouthDA.com. Go on there, and I think you'll be surprised at the amount of work that goes on.
Thank you very much. Again, that's Plymouth County District Attorney Tim Cruz. We've got traffic and weather right after this.